Hi all, I am Dr. Sujya, Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Application at Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. Today the lecture series I am going to discuss is here about the introduction to PHP. As we know, PHP is a hypertext preprocessor and it is a popular scripting language usually used for web development. It is usually used to create dynamic web pages and applications, whereas by using web programming like HTML, we can create an static page, where by using PHP we can develop a dynamic page, and it is popularly used by present scenario for web development cases. And in this upcoming slides we are going to discuss about the history, the features of PHP, its benefits and the technical flow, and concluded with a conclusion. So this is the basic syntax of PHP, where we open a tag with question mark and PHP, and the end we have to close with a question mark and a tag. So in between of these two, the coding parts goes here, and I have given an example for Hello World program, where it is clearly known that for printing statement we use a uh, code called echo. Echo is used for printing, so we have to give the double quotes of hello world or whatever the word we want, we can print. So the output is clearly known that echo statement as we use to print a word. So this is the basic syntax and an example program. When we talk about the history of PHP, in early 1994, CGI script was developed by Rasmus, and this CGI script is a powerful programming language. And later on, by considering the term of performance and the object-oriented programming capabilities, in 2000 PHP 4 was developed, and later on PHP 5 was developed in 2004 on supporting on the performance terms and as well as the object-oriented programming capabilities. And we're talking about the working of PHP. As we say that PHP is a server-side programming. So it takes a request from the client, and it communicates with the database, and it responds to the client service. So this is what PHP work is doing. So it gets the request through HTTP request. It takes that request and it passes to the web server. Web server in turn gives the service, gives the request as an SQL query. Then the SQL query is get processed in the database. It gives a response in the format of SQL query. Then that response of the SQL query is responded in an HTTP format, and finally the client receives the service. So this is the working model of PHP. The key features of PHP is, as we discussed, it is a server-side scripting. So it runs on a server by generating the HTML file, and it sends back to the browser, and finally the client receives the service. Then database integration is various database supports like MySQL, PostgreSQL and SQLite has been supported by PHP, and it is a cross-platform compatibility. Cross-platform compatibility is where it supports Windows, Mac OS and Linux. So it supports on open source, even on the copyrighted product, and it is robust community support. Then the benefits of PHP is, as we discussed in the previous slide, it supports OS the compatibility, software compatibility. So it is an open source and it is easy for learning, and it gives an high performance by providing fast execution speed, and it is easy to develop by using Laravel PHP, and the developing process is also very simple. The use cases, if we see, first we have the content management system, then the e-commerce solutions and the web application. So these are the use cases we are using PHP. The future of PHP is continued evaluation, growing integrations with cloud, and shifting to moderate practices. So continuous evaluation with regular updates, and it can be integrated with cloud, where in the present scenario we focus full of the storage part in the cloud, and so this can also be integrated with cloud services, and it shifts to modern practices like RESTful APIs and microservices architecture. So moreover, the service of all depends on the API, so we don't develop the own coding in case of services what we request. So in case if we use a third party API in a web developed application, then it will be useful for us to reduce the cost as well as to reduce the number of coding lines. So this is all about the PHP. So this is what is going to happen in the future of PHP. So as of now, things have been happened, but in future this has to be evaluated for getting better dynamic web pages. So as a conclusion, the PHP remains a foundational technology and for web development, and it has a strong community support, and it's adaptive and philosopher of features, and it plays a vital tool for developers worldwide.